Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Virgo December 6, 2022. Demonstrating that your listening and understanding helps boost relationships today. Projects flow well. It can be an excellent time to involve yourself with things you genuinely love, causes you can get behind, and otherwise find meaning through extracurricular activities. You can solve a nagging problem today. The moon moves into your solar 8th house for a stay of over 2 days, and you seek more absorbing or soulful activities. You tend to appreciate more intimate moments and subtle discoveries today. Observing rather than jumping to action seems to suit you best at the moment. Rocky energies are radiating from the sky today. Your planetary ruler, sweet Venus, has come down with a horrible cold. This is because Neptune, the planet of deception, caught her in a square and infected her with darkness. You will be directly affected and likely feel as if you can't see clearly in any way, especially around your personal or romantic relationships. This isn't a moment to make any long-term plans or promises. No one is thinking clearly. Also, don't go on a date or engage with someone who seems too good to be true. They probably are. Prepare for some miscommunication today. Try to navigate each conversation at work or about work with tact when Venus in Sagittarius squares Neptune in Pisces. Since this square is somewhat good-natured, you may find that miscommunication can be mediated with compassion and humor. However, this does not take away from the stress that you may face if you are missing pertinent details or information. Try to clear the air as quickly as possible and even get things in writing so that you have something to refer back to. The moon not only returns for its last visit to your financial sector for the year today but has come full circle from last month's eclipsing full moon. As well as fueling your financial instincts and imagination, there could be some unexpected, serendipitous, or eureka moments over the next few days, as things triggered 4 weeks ago come home to roost. You are no stranger to change, but it may take some reining in of your personal power in order to direct your ability to change constructively. Imagine you are both your own father and your own mother, depending on your age. This will be easier or harder to do, and create your boundaries, including your actions and language, your limits in relationships and your requirements on the job. You are also in charge of nurturing yourself with the food, the rest, the exercise, the affection you need to survive. Don't forget to give yourself a lot of positive reinforcement. If you don't have a time management program in place in your life, make today the day to get this started. This can be especially wise if life has felt far too hectic lately. It is the day, encouraging you to get things in order and better organized. Some people like a day timer or another established system like this, while others find just a scribbled note or calendar work fine. There are various computer systems as well. Seek out what you think will work the best for you, and get it going. What makes a friendly aspect between the Sun in your communications sector and Chiron, the planet of healing in your relationship sector that ends today significant, is that it comes just as the moon is wrapping up its last visit before Jupiter returns. This is also making it easier to make the most of Mercury and Venus' final days in your communication sector and the strong links that they still have to planets on the relationship front. In the meantime, Neptune's direct turn has given work and job matters and Jupiter's final weeks in your work sector the green light. Having the moon in your relationship sector over the last few days has allowed you to become more emotionally engaged, just as a friendly aspect between Chiron, the planet of healing here, and the Sun in your communication sector starts to separate. With Venus and Mercury, the planets of love and communication both in their final days in your communication sector, this is one time when words can lead to healing. Our eyes in the sky. Emotional frustration could loom early this morning as the moon takes its final steps in Aries before entering Taurus. While the vibe here is mostly sunny, there is a cosmic aspect that could make emotions run wild. Anyone could take arguments to the next level, but you're creating drama on your own today. Sowing the seeds of a new beginning, you implement changes in your career. Loved ones have complete faith in you and assist you by discussing the pros and cons of your plans. Success makes others envious, so don't become too big-headed. Guard against potential losses by calmly considering the pitfalls and guard against them as best as you can. Even when events aren't running smoothly, and you come up against difficulties wherever you look, you can still deal with these seemingly adverse conditions in a laid-back manner and see them as a challenge. If something isn't going as you planned, actual outcomes and the obstacles you overcome on the way just serve to make the journey more interesting. Since the moon is in such a tempestuous place right now, try to postpone any serious discussions until tomorrow. Instead, use the evening to focus on self-care and allow yourself to heal from any emotional wounds you might have suffered or inflicted during the day. A good way to make amends would be to relinquish the need to be right and own the consequences of your behavior. There are nice ways to express yourself that won't cause turmoil and issues with those you care deeply about. If you want a situation to change, it's important to choose your words wisely. In the pre-dawn hours, the moon enters Taurus, exiting its void of course which began last night. Under this exalted moon, we tend to be more relaxed. We'll require extra motivation to get us up and energized over the next 2 days. Yet, once we gain momentum, there's virtually no stopping us. Just imagine a bull with its eye fixed upon the matador's flag. A slow amble ramps up to a full-on charge. All our emotions, from anger to passion, function with the same fervor now. Throw off hindrances from the past, use this freed-up mental energy to begin new projects and develop a more creative approach. Don't be afraid to start afresh in personal relationships. Revive friendships instead and rid yourself of long-standing encumbrances. This may cause some confusion at first but eventually pays off. Your inner sense of calm helps. Similarly, we are as stubborn as the bull. Once we have made a choice or determined our position on a subject, we are apt to dig in our heels, rather than relent. Over the next 2.5 days, we attune to creature comforts, prioritizing the safety and security of our physical bodies. This is a period of nourishment through food, sleep, and movement. You rarely experience such a state of clarity and calm, which is of great help if you want to settle any disputes with work colleagues or relatives. Above all, problems which you previously thought unresolved finally disappear. Relieved of the weight of past anxieties and supported by a positive attitude, you find excitement and new freedom to shape your future. Before noon, the moon creates a sextile to Vesta, the goddess asteroid of sacred devotion, in Pisces. Here, the nourishment we provide to our physical and emotional bodies extends to our spiritual bodies as well. Devotional practices mesh seamlessly with our material needs. In fact, both inform each other, granting us a holistic sense of well-being. Our prayers could literally be answered today. Is this a matter of good timing? Perhaps a feeling of connection with our environment and our work is fueling our perception of providence? Who can say for sure? Because the sextile is an organic aspect, we might not notice its effects until later on in the day, when good karma appears to manifest by virtue of good deeds performed or ritual work executed.